Hey plant fam, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jaclynn. This is my jungle, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you for still being here. So I was sitting down and I was thinking about all of the videos that I need to film. And I was like, girl, what are you going to talk about? And I was kind of just looking around my plant room, and a couple of plants were standing out to me that I just really wanted to show you. So I thought that it would be fun. It's been a really long time since I showed you guys my POTHOS collection. I have not shown you my POTHOS collection since I lived at my mom's, like a million years ago when I first started my channel. If you're an OG, like, you know. I thought it would be interesting to talk about my POTHOS collection, and when I say POTHOS, I'm using it in the very old-timey way where they also mean Heartleaf Philodendron for whatever reason. So POTHOS, for just like a little history lesson, is a common name that was given to Epipremnum and different philodendron types years and years and years ago that is not scientific in any way, shape, or form. So POTHOS, or POTHOS as some people like to say for some reason, even though there's not an A in the word. It's fine, you do you, boo. I'm not here to police the way people say things. But it is just a common name that is not really relevant anymore. So usually when I'm speaking of POTHOS, I just mean Epipremnum. But for the fun of this video, I wanted to show you my Heartleaf Philodendron as well, just to make it, you know, a more fun video. So POTHOS have been a part of my plant journey since the very beginning. I used to have a very big neon POTHOS, a absolutely beautiful marble queen, and they all got neglected. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I brought them to Connecticut, like, they thrived for a while, but I had a lot of them in the bedroom and they just didn't get the love that they needed in the space that they were in. Now that I have everything more in one room here in New Hampshire, it definitely feels a lot easier to stay on top of things. And we just have a lot more space to spread out in here. So there's less clutter, there's less plants that are getting shoved into corners for me to forget about. So my plants and me, and all of us, the animals, we've all been much happier and more functional in this space than the last one. In case you missed it, my last apartment was a 1-bedroom apartment. This one has 5. So we definitely have a lot more space than we did before. And I just want to show you all my POTHOS because a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are newer because I'm starting over with quite a few of them. So where do we begin? I guess we can start with the largest and probably my favorite of all of the Epipremnum. My cat really enjoyed making a little snack out of this one too. And this is the Epipremnum Marble Queen. I have a whole entire care video just on this plant alone. If you guys feel like you need extra little care tips on it, I can leave it linked for you somewhere on the screen, or you can click it if you want to go and save it to watch it later. But the Marble Queen is definitely one of my favorites. This one might even be bordering Snow Queen. They are the same plant. The Snow Queen just has more white variegation than green. So it really is pretty light dependent. So if you give it brighter light, you'll get more cream. If you give it medium to lower light, you will get more of like a minty, kind of like green on green vibe, which I'm not mad about. I think it's really beautiful. So I snagged this one recently because I'm ready to try again and not murder it. I'm not going to kill you, I swear. So I liked this one because it was already up on a pole. So it's already like growing in the right direction. So I am just going to put it on like a proper moss pole so that it, you know, can root. Ooh, I just got the leaf stuck to my lip gloss. So that it can root into the moss pole. So Epipremnum Marble Queen, she's definitely my favorite, and I will just never get tired of her. I'll never get tired of her. So that is one of the first ones that I ever got. I had her for years too, and I actually still kind of get sad about the fact that I let her die. And then she just became too much of a hassle to move like a sad plant, so I just kind of got rid of a lot of stuff that wasn't doing well before moving here. My second favorite, and the reason why I wanted to show you my POTHOS today, is this one, and this here is my Jessenia POTHOS. And she has this really beautiful like green on green, almost kind of minty variegation, and I just think she's so beautiful. So her variegation is very light dependent. If you do not give her bright enough light, you will just get some plain green leaves. You got to give them some pretty bright light to continue to get that like green on green kind of minty vibe, and I just really love her, and I do plan on getting her up on a pole as well. This new leaf is gonna be gorgeous because I just think that these big leaves with some fenestrations are gonna be really, really stunning. So pretty much every plant that I'm about to show you, I'm gonna eventually get up on a pole, but not necessarily all of them. So that is number 2 for my POTHOS collection, the Epipremnum Aureum. This one's called Jessenia. So I'm going to show you all my Aureums first, but I really, really like this one a lot. Okay, so the next Aureum is one that we just recently repotted together, and she's still looking kind of sad just because she hasn't adjusted to this new growth pattern yet, and that is the Neon Queen. So this one has a more like neon marbly variegation. I think she's so stinking cute, and I did want to show you like a side-by-side of her and the Jessenia so you can see the differences between them. The Neon Queen has more of like a yellowy neon green variegation as opposed to the Jessenia that looks like a more subtle green on green. So hopefully that can help if you were having a hard time understanding the differences between these two plants. I don't have a regular golden POTHOS, or I'd show you those side by side, but they are very different. I showed you them side by side in the big box store, so hopefully you saw that if you were curious about it. But yeah, they're also calling this one Fernando's Fire. Somebody commented that it was labeled as something else in their big box store, so you're gonna see this one popping up for sure. It is a newer cultivar, but I just really love it. So who knows what name they're gonna show up under in your store. I'm calling it Neon Queen just because it feels consistent with like Marble Queen and the Neon POTHOS and all of that stuff. So that is this one, and like I said, we just recently repotted her in case you missed that last little update and shore video that we did, and I made this moss pole for her. Well, I didn't literally make it. I buy the clear plasticky ones and then I fill them myself, and I'm really excited to see how this goes because this is pretty much what I want to do with all of them, and hopefully we're just gonna have like a big jungle, a forest of Epipremnum, because I don't think I'm ever gonna not love Epipremnum Aureum specifically. I do have one Panatum, but they're not my favorite. I do like the Aureum, and I do find them to be a little bit easier to grow. Their growth pattern is not as annoying. You can grow this as a trailing plant, and the internodal spacing will still be pretty tight if you give it bright enough light, but the Panatum just loves to put out runners, and she drives me crazy. So I am definitely an Aureum girly. So that is my Neon Queen. I snagged this one from the Knotted Finds right here in New Hampshire, and I love it. I really, really love it. She's winning like common plant of the moment for me, and I really, really like her a lot. So that is the third POTHOS on my list that I wanted to show you today. So pretty. All right, so this next one is not super exciting. It's just a neon POTHOS, and it's in this goofy pot that you can like draw on that David bought at Target years ago. I actually put this plant in his son's room so that he could draw faces on it. He's a big Avatar fan, and it's cute. And it's small. It's definitely newer to my collection. I had this one in Connecticut for a little while, but not that long. And I just really love it. I love the color of the leaves on the neon. I love that this plant's not doing it yet, but every once in a while, oh yeah, you will. You'll get like some just like random variegation. This is one that I picked up in like Lowe's or something a while back because it did have some of these intriguing leaves on it, but it has not continued at all, but that's fine. It's still a beautiful plant, and you will get like splashes of darker green on there. It seems to just maybe be a genetic anomaly, just kind of like a little sporty thing that it does, but it does do it pretty often and pretty regularly. So I do really love the color of this one. I feel like you can't go wrong with a neon pothos, especially when you mix it in with all the other dark green plants that we have in our collection. It just provides a little bit of contrast and a little bit of variety in the colors, the shades of green. So I do always really love a neon plant in general. I am pretty partial to like this color green, this more like chartreusey kind of green in a plant. And I just think it's really beautiful. It's just super understated and gorgeous. Doesn't need to be flashy or anything like that. I don't really have an interest in growing this one big to get it fenestrated, but I think it would look really cool if we ever did do that, decide to do that. For now, I think I'm just going to leave this one as a trailing plant for him and his room so that, you know, as it continues to grow, it can grow over like the side of the dresser and just like look cute in there. So that is my neon pothos. That is number 4 on my list, and I think that's all of my Orium. No, I have one more. There's David's, but I have one more. This has been one of his favorite plants for years. He bought this, he repotted this, he keeps this in his office, and it is his Epipremnum Orium Manjula. So she's definitely more of like a mutant, and she definitely needs some water. She's looking a little shrivelly, but she sits kind of just like on a table with her vines next to her like this. So she does look really cute. I do have a second one here that I need to just like pot them up together for him to have like just one big plant. So Manjula pothos is obviously always a crowd favorite. Everybody loves Manjula. Everybody's always looking for Manjula. I see them in the big box store. Sometimes I see big hanging baskets, which I love, but these are definitely becoming a lot easier to find. They don't really hold on to their white creamy leaves, just so you know, but they will fade out to this beautiful color anyway. So really, really love the Manjula pothos, and that is number 5. Look at that minty leaf. That is number 5. And that is it for the Orium, because I'm pretty sure this is an Orium. It's definitely not a Panatum, or maybe it's something completely different. I genuinely don't know. But everybody loves a Manjula, right? You can't not love a Manjula. And speaking of Manjula, I do have one more little baby mutant Manjula to show you. So these guys have been hitting the market lately. I snagged her at some point like last year, and this is a Manjula, but it is mutated, so the leaves are like long and skinny. This one has a lot of white, like a lot of white. Some of these leaves came out almost totally white. These are the newer ones here. They do have enough green on them to survive, so I just keep her nice and well watered and well fertilized. I give her lots of silica and lots of love and attention, and I'm pretty confident that she's going to keep on growing with some really nice green leaves, green and creamy leaves. But this is a Manjula. It's just a mutated version of Manjula, where the leaves honestly look more like Panatum than they do Orium, because the Orium has like that rounder heart-shaped leaf, and the Panatum has the longer, like skinny, daggery leaves like this one. This is my Epipremnum Panatum Neon, or Yellow Flame they call it. Lots of different names for this one, but it is just an Epipremnum pinnatum with yellow variegation. So Aurea, usually we call it Aurea, not to be confused with Aureum. So many words. So this is the Epipremnum pinnatum. As you can see, they have the longer, skinnier leaves, and these will also get fenestrated as they mature. But do you see how she grows? Do you see the internodal spacing? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I don't know if I'm actually going to keep this one. I was going to like try and get it up on a pole, but I just don't know if I want to. So there is that, but it is a really beautiful plant. She's just like not continuing with her variegation very well either. All the new growth is coming in green. So I don't know. I might cut her back and see what happens, or I might just send her off to a new home because she's just not really doing it for me. When I first got her, I really, really liked her. She had really vibrant yellow leaves and they were so pretty, but she's just kind of blah. So, I don't know, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like this plant? It's really beautiful when it's mature, but I don't know if I have the patience to get her there because, like I said, the pinnatum have these crazy long internodal spacing that the Aurea just don't usually do that for me. So, she doesn't look good as a trailing plant, and I don't really know if I have interest in growing her as a climbing plant, so therefore I'm not sure if I feel like keeping it or not. So, but I do have her, so I wanted to show her to you because she is not necessarily a new cultivar, but is definitely newer to the market in the last couple of years. So Epipremnum pinnatum, yellow flame, or neon, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now I want to switch over to my Heartleaf Philodendron collection, and I just wanted to tack these on because, like I said in the beginning, I just like took a sip and dribbled it on myself. Just ignore me. I am just lumping them in here just for the fun of lumping them in here because they used to be considered pothos, and a lot of people do still call Heartleaf Philodendron pothos, but I'm hoping that your main takeaway from this video is that Epipremnum and Philodendron are two different species. No, they're two different genera within the same family. My brain needed to figure that out for a second. So Epipremnum and Philodendron both belong in the aroid family, but they are separate genera. Genuses is not a word, but people will understand what you mean if you say it. So I'm going to start with my favorite Heartleaf Philodendron, and that is my Philodendron Brazil Carnival. So the Carnival is a sport mutated Brazil that's been stabilized to have way more of that like yellow variegation on it. So you could see that the Carnival is known for doing this, where it just kind of messes up the usual pattern of a Brazil, because the Brazil is usually pretty consistent with the dark green leaves with that more like chartreuse stripe going down the center, but with the Carnival you just kind of get a little bit more wonky mutated variegation, and my newer leaves here have been coming in like almost totally like yellow green, that chartreuse color, and just little splashes of dark green, and I absolutely love it. It's upsizing for me. I think I may try and do this one on a pole so that the leaves will keep on getting bigger, because they'll just keep getting tiny. They just get so tiny when you let it trail. But I love this plant. I've grown her out from just a little baby cutting, and it's probably time to propagate her and get her looking a little bit more bushy, because she's just this one vine for right now. But I absolutely love her. So again, Philodendron Brazil Carnival. And if you guys are interested in like more of a deep dive into sport variegation and what it is, let me know, because I'm more than happy to do a video getting a little bit sciencey with you guys. Okay, so the second one that I wanted to show you is my Philodendron Micans Aurea variegated. So these are the older leaves. They've got some really nice genetics. I did recently cut her, and then she's given me this new one Look at how variegated and beautiful. It hasn't burnt in completely yet, but it's so pretty. Almost looks more like a variegated heartleaf right now than it does a micans. But as it hardens off, the yellow will get more bright yellow on it, and I'm just really excited to watch this one grow. It's still in moss, so it definitely needs to be repotted, and it definitely needs some water. The good thing about Pothos and Heartleaf Philodendron is they'll let you know. They get a little bit droopy when they need water, but they're not going to be super mad at you if you like accidentally wait a little too long to water them. They're very forgiving plants. So I had to put my little variegated micans on the list, even though she's small, because she's so cute. And I just wanted to show her to you. This video is just an excuse to show you my cute plants. All right, I have 2 more Heartleaf Philodendron. They both need to be watered, so ignore how wilty they look. But this is my regular, just like Heartleaf Philodendron, variegated. I absolutely love this one. She gives me some really stunning leaves, but she's also just like 1 or 2 vines. So I need to propagate, and look how little the leaves come in. I need to propagate her and get her like bushing out a little bit more for sure. But I love her. I've had her for years. The prices have come way down on these. They're really prolific growers. The variegation is really consistent. It will come in like more vibrant and kind of fade out over time. That's really normal for these types of more like green on green variegated plants. But I absolutely love her. And if you don't have her yet, I 10 out of 10 recommend her. She's really cute, really easygoing, and just a beautiful plant. I just need to get her to be like a little more bushy, you know? She's gonna be cute once we can bush her out. So we're gonna have to do like a mass philodendron heartleaf propagation, and she's in this tiny little cup of moss that she's been in for like 2 years. It's actually kind of embarrassing, but hey, we just keep it real around here, you guys. I'm not gonna like not show you plants just because they might not look their best. I feel like this is the reality of being a plant parent. It's like just meh. It's meh right now, but it has so much potential, and she's really beautiful, and I still love her very, very much. And she's definitely been like the easiest for me to grow out of all of my Heartleaf Philodendron for whatever reason. She'll take any kind of neglect. I don't even know last time I watered her. Just dried up cup of moss. She's fine. Okay, and then last and probably least is this. They all look the same with their one sad strand. This is the Silver Stripe, and I've had her for quite some time, so I'm just kind of like emotionally attached. She kind of just looks like a Brazil, but it's more of like a creamy, she's got a little extra creamy silvery stripe going down the center of the leaf, but she does still hang on to her very typical Brazil pattern. So this is a good example of what the regular Philodendron Brazil variegation usually looks like. You usually get just like the stripe going down the center of the leaf for you to better compare it to what the carnival looks like and why it's different and how to spot it. I'm always looking for carnival sporty stuff going on the Philodendron Brazils in the big box stores, because I would love to find a big basket of it. So same thing with this one. Love this pot though. I think this is from Michael's. Yeah, Ashland. That's a Michael's company. My cousin got this one for me. Knows me so well. But yeah, that's the last one that I wanted to show you. So I've got what, like four different types of Heartleaf Philodendron and 6 different types of Pothos, even though I don't know if I'm going to keep that Pinatum. So I'd say that I have a pretty solid collection. Let me know about your Pothos collection in the comments below. Which one is your favorite out of the Epipremnum, and which one is your favorite out of the Heartleaf Philodendron? I absolutely love growing these plants, and I can't wait to get the rest of them up on poles, like I said, except for the Manjula and the Neon. I think those look really beautiful just as trailing plants. So the rest of them though, you guys, if you're interested, we're gonna be potting and polling everything. Propping, potting, and polling. The 3 Ps. We gotta do all of it before the season is over, and winter comes. I'm not ready. Summer forever. Now I'm very excited for fall up here in New Hampshire. It's gonna be gorgeous, and I will definitely take you guys on some walks and some drives. It's good. The leaves up here, like people literally travel up here just to see them because they're so beautiful. So that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you just had fun hanging out with me and checking out my pothos collection. That was the intent for this video. I do have lots of other videos talking about their care if you're interested in that. So yeah, you should give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything from me. There's a notification bell. Sometimes YouTube uses it and notifies you when I go live and when I upload and things like that. I've been trying to get back to my daily upload, so just like bear with me. Your girl has been in struggle city, but we're working on it, and I just really love you guys so very much. Leave me all of the different heart emojis in honor of all of the heart-shaped leaves from today if you watched this whole entire video. And you know, I just really love you guys, and I really genuinely appreciate you. You are more than subscribers to me. You are my friends. You are my family. You are part of my support system. You are everything. Like, I don't know what I would do without you guys, and I can go on a tangent for 20 minutes plus about how much it means to me that you are here watching my videos and that you support me and that you like hanging out with me. I'm glad that you like hanging out with me. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop talking, but I love you. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are out there in the world. I keep seeing SpongeBob in my head when he's like, imagination. And yeah, stay hydrated. Don't be mean to people. And I love you. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.